Okay, so this is Inkscape. You can get it at inkscape.org. I decided this was a better splash screen to start with. It's cross-platform, of course. It's free. You can download it for any operating system. You just go to downloads and let's see. We got Linux, Windows, Macintosh, and you can compile it for any other hardware that you got that is capable of running or computing this kind of graphics. Anyways, so that's where you get it. Let's go to my Yahoo and do Amber because somewhere you sent me the pictures. Okay, there's a goose, so we could start with the goose. So I'm going to save the file. I'm going to go to the folder that it's in. Oh, I have it downloaded in my anime folder. I'm going to put it in my pictures folder. Oh, cancel. Yeah, I guess it's already in the pictures folder. And it's in the picture folder under what? What is it? There we go. So now PNGs automatically will be registered under, well, they can automatically open up with Inkscape. I'm just going to open up Inkscape and then open up the JPEG. Now the thing is the software like this likes to have embedded high resolution images. So of course it's not going to automatically open up a JPEG, which is a rasterized image. So you actually have to, you just click on File, Open, find the document that you want to open. In this case, it's not that one. What did we call it? It was called RR #3. Open. Do RR #3. There we go. All right. Now again, one of the things you could do is you could do path, trace bitmap, brightness cutoff, remove background, update, hit OK. And this is an effective way of making your stuff scalar vector graphic. You can see the, I can hit Control L, and boom, you got like, anyways. And then you could go through and you can edit this. You can make sure that it looks pretty. But this is a scalar vector graphic, and this is a lot of shirt artists will do this because this becomes, you could scale this to anything. So that's one way of doing it. If you do it right by hand, you can actually literally just, bit trace that just like I just showed you, put some color to it, and boom, it's a shirt. But I'm actually, I'm just gonna hand vector this because I can make it cartoonish. I'm going to add my own textures while we go along. Okay, so I don't know what color you want this bird. You didn't color it. So I'm going to do my own colors. First of all, you know what? Let's start with this nest thingy. I'm going to show you one of my favorite tools. For this nest thingy, I'm going to guess that's a... I'm gonna get the this is the draw tool, right? I have it set to kind of a smooth setting that I like. Here's my smooth setting. You can make it stuff super smooth. You can make stuff super rigid. Don't know how to explain it. You just kind of have to play with it, get to know a feel for what you like. 35 is good for me. What it does is it increases the amount of nodes. And you can also create, in fact, you know what? I could do that. I'll show you how to create. If I hit ellipse, it creates that. And this is one of the main tools that I'm going to be using is the ellipse. It just comes out really nice. In fact, let me scale this up so that my standard ellipse will come through better. Yeah, there we go. So what I did is if you hit plus and minus, that can zoom out. Graphically, you can just hit this, you know, the zoom button, hit in and out. Most of this, I'm not gonna lie, most of this is pretty intuitive. This is the selection tool. This is the node tool. This is the measuring tool. Yes, okay. So again, most of this is very intuitive. I mean, obviously this is text. This right here allows you to edit the nodes manually. This is a freehand nodes. This is my gradient. This is my paint. It's intuitive. I find it very intuitive. Anyways. So, you know what? While we're at the pen, let me end while we're doing the ellipse. So let's say that's one knee, that's the other knee. Okay, now, we could also do with this tool, we could do a solid. Now with the solid, what you want to do is you want to actually connect to where you left off. So you saw how I went back and I connected to that node. Well, what I can do is I have every texture has a fill and it has a stroke. So let me do the fill. The fill right now is set for none. We're going to turn the stroke off. For the fill, I'm going to set positive something. And we can go back over and give it a texture later. But what I want to do is I want to hit Control L, kind of smooths the stuff out a little bit. Makes it, puts fewer nodes on it. I can even select and delete some of those. Now, so the nodes, don't be stressed out about nodes. They're just there. What you could do with them is, like, let's say that the biggest two things you can do is add nodes, combine nodes, and you could turn one node's pointy and then you could smooth it. Most of these are smoothing nodes, but let's turn this guy into a pointy one. So I'm gonna put my pointy node here. Make that guy like that. Oh, so this guy's a pointy node. Yay! And let's say that I select this and I select this too. Now, in most programs, if you hit Shift, that's how you add a node. You select multiple items by holding down Shift or Control. And then with these little armatures, you can move around the node. Okay, so the node hands, the direction that the math is creating the face. Now, so let me get a little bit complicated before we. This is probably the most complex thing you're going to see in Inkscape is the nodes. Now, you don't have to worry about them if you don't want to. I mean, I could have just left this as an artistic thing, right? Just like that. I could have just left it just like that. In fact, most people probably would have. Again, I could smooth this out. I could have done 50. Right? But I am OCD and I like playing with the nodes. Now, what are the nodes? I kind of have gone over what they do, right? Like I mentioned that they have hands, right? But what are they used for? So what they're used for, and the reason we like to vectorize something is where it's a mathematical procedure. I am mathematically representing geometry. So this is a face that has geometry. It has normals. It has delete that. Delete that. You actually can delete a lot of stuff. I'm a huge fan of deleting stuff when it comes to making stuff simple because like when you cartoon something, it's gonna be simple. It doesn't need a lot of it doesn't need a lot of detail. In fact, it's kind of your job quite often to not to take as much of that out there as you can. Anyways, so bottom line is so nodes are allow us to adjust the detail of the mathematical representations of the geometry that we're putting on this paper. Anyways, so again, you don't have to play with them. I do sometimes. I mean, I didn't play with these ones, but I could have, right? You can go and you can edit it. Let's say that you get something close to what you want, but it's not, quite, cigar for you. Then you can go back and edit it. Okay. With that being said, let me just quickly... Oh, you know what? You have... I notice you have 3 toes right here. So I'm going to... make a toe there. And I'm not going to edit this now. I mean, I'm not going to edit the notes. Like I said, we can just leave it, right? And I'm going to leave that one. And I'm going to leave that one. Okay. Now, you know what? Let me click on it and make it gray, though. At the bottom of here, I do have like these kind of generic colors. Kind of helps me separate them in my head a little bit. Later I'll go and I'll actually care about the colors a little bit more. Da, 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 da. Okay, so this right here, it's going to be the front leg. No fill. And I'm going to put this at the bottom. So if I hit selection tool, I can actually adjust the layers right here. And I want this to be below the toes. And I'm going to select my pen tool and do it all over again. Put that guy down. So now that he's down, I'm going to change this guy to, yep, I'm going to put him down a few layers. Oh, not too far, because I want to be able to see the, I want to be able to see, you know, the drawing so that I can draw over it. Okay. So that's that strategy. Okay, so I showed you that strategy. I will literally be using that strategy for the rest of this. Okay, so something like, let's do the eye real quick. I'll just take a circle. Pop one for the circle. Now, it has opacity on 25%. I'm going to turn that opacity, pretty much turn the opacity off. I'm going to do one for the nose. You know what? I like to have the curvy lines for the stuff like this. So I'm going to do one for the eyebrow. Oh, holy cow. And I'm going to select Eclipse. One for the eyebrow. That's from clipboard. I said Eclipse. There we go. One for the eyebrow. One for there. One for there. Ooh. I'll just do 2 for this. And we'll go back. We'll go back and make that prettier. Again, notice that I'm not spending a lot of time, you know, checking to see if I did this perfect. It auto smooths it for me. And I have no need to try and make it, you know, go against the grain in that case. Just going with the flow. Okay, now let's Control Z is edit undo, obviously. That could have been curvier. There we go. Okay, so again, for color, we'll do the same thing that we did for these guys. You know what? Did I change this back to... I don't know why that went back to gray. Okay. So I showed you how to do the curvy lines. You know, I selected this guy. I showed you how to make solids, right? Now, let's talk real quick about coloring. For something like this, you can hit gradient. There's the one-dimensional gradient, and then there's the three-dimensional gradient. You know what? This particular gradient is transparent, which is not what I want. Let's see, they'll make the center dark gray. I don't remember what color we had for the other. But you can see that, and once I get the gradient for this, I can just copy and paste it on the others, or just select them. So I'll do that. But I don't want this to be too long. I don't want to overwhelm you. So let's get to the next set of tools. Okay, so the next set of tools that I want to teach you, and really this is like 30% of. Sorry, I'd say this is already like 60% of what you're going to be using in Inkscape. So again, I showed you how to make it solid, how to make the curvies. Let me show you how to clip the spray can and the clipboard. Now, for something like these stones, let me show you how to do. Oh, are these eggs? These are totally eggs, aren't they? I didn't even realize that. Okay, so let's do I'm gonna do an egg there. An egg there. I'm assuming these are eggs. You didn't tell me what they were, so I'm guessing they're eggs. I'm gonna copy and paste and put an egg there. And okay, by the way, if you double click on your shape, you can rotate it. Okay. So I'm gonna make the egg transparent. Then I'm gonna have a stroke. I'm actually gonna have a stroke for the egg because that's kind of coolish. And we can actually blur it just a little bit. Let's not. I'm gonna keep it just as is. Let's see. But we are gonna make this a little bit darker. How does that ostrich egg look like? Okay, hold on. You got me wondering. Okay, egg. Ostrich egg. I guess it's kind of okay. It's kind of tannish. Tan. It's darker on the outside. This one is kind of darker at the bottom. We're gonna go with that. I'm gonna put the for here. I'm gonna put like this dark tan. I'm gonna look for a dark tan. There we go. Here we're gonna put like a darker. Put another one on here. This one will have oh, that's for my stroke. How did I get stroke on there? I did not mean for that. Please delete you. Oh gosh. I want to add another though. Oh well, I'll just keep it that way. Okay. Well, there's more than one way to skin a cat. I guess what we'll do is we'll just, since I can't have three gradients, I only can have the three-dimensional gradient. I'm gonna make that a little bit. I'll make the top darker, and I'll make this, or the top lighter and this darker. Okay, I'll save it like that. That's good. You know what? Let's get the spray can. Okay, so this is a perfect time to show you the spray can. Okay, with shapes, most of the time, these geometric shapes right here, right? They're called polygons. I can control the shape and size of the polygon. I can control the roundness. I can randomize it just a little bit. See, it randomizes, yay! And then I can control the, in the node editor, I can control the size. I can also, again, control the amount of corners. If it's a star, I can kind of control how much sharpness is on each corner. I'm just going to do a regular polygon for now. I'm going to make it about that big. Oh, and you know what? I'll make another one. I'll make it smaller. Another one, and I'll make it even smaller. In fact, you know what? Let me zoom up on this. Okay, I'm gonna take this and delete it. I'm gonna select these. I'm gonna hit spray can. Okay. I'm gonna kind of like pepper my egg a little bit. You know what? Here, let me scale these a little bit. Now I'll pepper my egg. Whatever you select with the spray can, you can spray, right? Now you don't want to have a high node count on whatever you're spraying in general. And I'm gonna go for kind of like a bluebird shading on this. There we go. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, I'm gonna copy you. I'm gonna move your shadow a little bit. Rotate you a little bit. Then I'm gonna do the same thing. Just gonna like, I might even change the shading a little bit. Changes it on all of it. Cool. And you know what? No one's gonna notice if that's the same egg, honestly. Alright. And delete those. Okay, so there we go. I got some eggs. I'm assuming they're eggs. I got a little bit of the rhino. Okay, I'm gonna call this part 1. Okay, so we're back to the same picture. This is where I left off. You've really used I really just showed you all the tools you need to use in the last one. There's some other ones that you can have some fun with, but the ones that I've showed you are really the ones that you're going to be using the most with this style of art. I can go into textures a little bit later, but before I do that, I actually want to finish this this picture as a whole. Yeah, so while I'm doing that, I mean, I guess you can fast forward this if you don't want to stick it through, but one of the things that I want to be able to do eventually is I want to get a background like that. Oh, you know what? It's still on ellipse. Let's hit none. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. This is kind of for my, just for me, I want to see, where to put that down. I can make that greenish. Or you know, don't the ostriches, aren't they like on a, don't they live in like the desert or something? Again, if I hit fill, there's the blur, which is what I'll be using eventually. And if this picture's gone and everything's on top, I think it'll look pretty good. But the blur kind of slows down your computer a little bit. You want to use it for when you're actually rendering. So for now, I might just leave it like that. Just kind of for my own. Again, I'm just hitting Control L to remove some of those nodes. Again, you don't have to, and you can also, there's like an auto smoothing. Anyways, like I mentioned, I'm not the biggest fan of a lot of nodes. I like it. Just a few of them. Anyways, let's hit this. So I'm gonna choose. You said, I mean, you didn't give me colors for the nest part, but I'm gonna assume it's kind of hayish. You could do triangle. We could do clipboard. I could try ellipse.
Hayish. We could do something like that. Yeah, let's try that first. You know what? Actually, let's give it a good background first. I'm gonna give like a little background color. And I keep forgetting to hit. Okay, shape none. There we go. Now we can do the hayish look. And we can blur that out later too. Is that the color of an ostrich nest? Let's see what an ostrich nest. I know, I should be going for like cartoon ostrich nest. They kind of make their... It's really kind of in the sand. Oh well. But yeah, we're going to do... We'll go with that. I mean, that weedy. I'm going to kind of mix the desert textures with the hay look. And then the dry twig look. So I'm going to use a couple different colors. And I'm going to remove the stroke. Oh, click on that. No stroke. None of that. Bring it just barely to the top. Let's see. Yep. So, you know, this looks like it would be really good with the, let's start with the yellow. And if it does randomize it. What other colors of yellow do I have? I want like that. It's kind of a grassy. You know, the kind of grassy yellow might work real nice with this. It's not hayish. Let's do. Yeah, we can increase the random rotation to maybe 50. There we go. Change some color. Oh. Let's make another one of these. Except for this time we're going to do orange. Yeah, why not orange, right? Do the brush again.
Legends never die when the world is calling you. Can you hear them screaming out your name? Legends never die, they become a part of you. Every time you bleed for reaching greatness, relentless you survive. They never lose hope when everything's cold and the fighting's near. It's deep in their bones, all right into smoke when the fire breathes.
Okay, at this point, I'm about to finish this guy and send it to you. I just want to do a little bit of a recap. First of all, the middle mouse button or the flywheel, if you hold it down, you can pan, holding the screen, you can pan the entire video or pan the entire screen. With the flywheel, also you can control the Z or the Y axis of the art that you're doing. Again, with the plus and minus button, you can zoom in and out. You can also do that graphically here with the the zoom tool. It has a couple of predetermined settings. Here's the zoom in, zoom out. You can also zoom to selections that you make, which I can use the mouse for the selection tool. Forgot to mention that. I guess this is a selection tool. You can also use the node editor to select something and then edit the nodes individually. Once you click on something, you can edit the textures by hitting fill. You can also if it's selected, you can go into object, fill and stroke. There's also object properties and a ton of other stuff that you can get into. You can almost do anything. I mean, you can do anything in here. But I just wanted to recap. Those are the basics. You can also hit Control-C and Control-V to copy and paste. We don't need to do that right now, but that's another option. Okay, so to finish up this, again, the entire thing was just made of those things. Gradients, use the pen tool on ellipse, right? One of the other things that, let me kind of just quickly demonstrate again, is, I can get this, I can make the, what is it called? A polygon, and I can randomize it, and I can make, again, a little pattern like I did earlier for the egg. Scale that, scale that. Let's get the, let's make some more little polys. These ones are a little bit more random than I'd like. Let's turn the, oh, it's set for 3. We want like 5. And we want it a little more rounded than that. What is going on? Oh, that is way too. Okay. I don't know how much I actually went into this, but yes, again, the so I just wanted to show you the paintbrush again. So if you select something, this in the spray brush, you can generate different geometry and just spray it. Now I'm just going to shrink this a little bit more. I don't remember exactly how you had it on the other guy. I remember, maybe I put my own dots. Maybe it was my own artistic touch. I can't remember. But I did this for the egg not too long ago. Just showing you how I did it. I just wanted to recap a little bit of a few things. Did I have one on the face? I don't remember if I have one on the face. Anyways, we'll leave that there for now. You can edit it later if it's something that you want to do, but I think that's good enough. Okay, we also have, under the textures, we have the blur, and you can literally, we can scale that, bring it down. I'm going to make this giant circle. Can make the center transparent. And the outside white. We can pull these out. Maybe put this in a little bit more. We can also drop it a few layers. Doesn't need to be in all layers. Right. In fact, come on, we probably could put that guy up a little more. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna save this and I'm gonna call that good for now. Yeah, if you got any, and yeah, again, you can edit this, file, save as. I'm gonna call it Reno 3. That's it. That's pretty much all I did. So, yep.